So this is the price section, and the first thing you do in the price section is choose your currency. All right, do you want it in US dollars, British pounds, Australian dollars, Canadian dollars, or euros? So I'm going to choose US dollars on this one. Now the next one is how often do you run this retreat? So is this a one-time retreat, right? So say you run your retreat from May 7th to the 14th and you only run this retreat once. Well, you choose one time. Now, if you have a retreat that you run multiple times, say I run it in May, I run it in June, I run it in July, or I run it numerous times, then you click multiple dates. Now, this open for a specific period, this usually applies to centers that are open all year round, or that maybe are open for a period, say May to December or something like that. If you're open for a specific period, then you click this one. So we'll go through one time first. We'll choose the retreat start date. We'll just say it's the 22nd and it ends on the 28th. You can see those are saving. The last day to register we'll put the 20th. So that means after the 20th people can't register for the retreat anymore. Now, early bird discount. Do you offer an early bird discount? We do recommend this because it's a great way to get people to come on board your retreat. So if you don't want to, you just leave it there. Otherwise, you can click here, right? You click there, and then this shows up. So the last day the early bird special is available. So basically, when does your early bird discount expire? Does it expire on the 20th? Does it expire, on the 11th? Whatever it is. So that's the date that the early bird discount will expire. Okay. And then here, actually before we get to that, let's go through multiple dates. So say I choose multiple dates because I have a retreat that runs over and over again. And I choose early bird discount from the 17th, we'll say. Now, the first date's February 20th. If I want to add another date here, say I have one in March 9th, and then it automatically adds the end date based on how many days you put in here. Last day to register, March 9th, we'll put it on the 6th. And then you can choose the early bird discount for each retreat date, right? Or even if that retreat has one. So the last day this is available, we'll say March 4th, okay? So the early bird discount for this is the 17th, for this is the 4th. And you do the same. If you have a third retreat, you click this here. Now, if this is open for a specific period, say it's open from March to August, right? Then it's open for that period. And then you want to set how many actual days of the retreat it is. Is it a 6-day retreat? Is it a 7-day retreat? An 8-day retreat? How many days? And then does that retreat start on a certain day of the week every time? Right? So does it start on a Sunday and on a Friday? If so, you click this and then you choose, yeah, it starts on Sunday. Right? So which day of the week does it start on? Now, if your retreat is open all year round, you just click this button here, right? You don't have to put December or January 1st to December 31st. You just click open all year round, and then our system will know, okay, this is open all year round. And you still fill this out. Now moving on to the next. So this next one is an important decision, and that is, do you want to process payments on your own and not through our system? Now, we recommend that you process payments with us because think about it like this. If somebody comes to you and says, okay, I'd like to give you $1,000 right now for your retreat, would you like to be able to say yes? Right, or do you want to say, well, actually, let me have you talk to somebody else, let me wait a day or wait 3 days, and by that time maybe they actually are interested in another retreat. So you usually want to strike while their interest is really high because people are fickle. I mean, that's just how it is these days. They have lots of choices and people can be fickle. So we suggest that you process payments with us, and that means that people can come through, they can purchase on our site directly. So as soon as they say, okay, wow, this retreat really speaks to me, I want to buy it, I want to go on this is what I want my vacation to be, or this is how I want to deepen my practice, they can purchase it, and then we send that money to you. Right? That's how it works. And you can read more about that by clicking on either of these, both of these links here. This will show you a bit about working with us, and this is our frequently asked questions. Now, if you want to process payments on your own, just click this box here, and then we will still send you the leads, but people won't be able to pay us directly, which means you might lose out on some people who would just purchase because they want to just go right away. So this is up to you. Do you want people to be able to pay directly to us, or do you want to handle all the payment stuff yourself and have us just send you leads? Now move on to accommodation. So at the place people are going to be staying, there's different accommodation options normally, right? Maybe it's one person, private room. Yeah, maybe you put the season in there if you have seasonal prices. Here you put the price. We'll say $1,200. And just know that this price can't be higher than the price on your website or elsewhere. So to list on our site, we require that you list in a fair way, which means you don't jack up the price, right? Because then it just doesn't really work for us. It doesn't work for the people. They're not going to use us. They're just going to go directly to your site, and all of the effort and money we put into bringing people onto our site, building up this platform, it doesn't work. So this price has to be the same as the price listed on your website or in other places. Right? It can't be higher. It can be lower if you want, but it can't be higher. One thing we also recommend is instead of $1,200, that you actually have your retreat price end in 9. So just $11.99. Basically, that's based on psychology and price research. You can read a little bit in the tip here. Now then you put in a deposit amount. So how much is the deposit that they have to pay? If you decide to process payments with us, then the required deposit minimum is 15%. Right, so that's the deposit minimum. Now if I want to set a deposit in percent, I click here. If I want it to set as a flat fee, I click here. But if I try and do something below 15%, I'll get an error here. So just know that if you go through us, then the minimum is 15%. About this accommodation. So here's where you put a description of your accommodation, and people care, about where they're going to be staying. They're going to be staying here for 3 days, a week, 10 days, 30 days for teacher trainings. People care, so give a nice little description of what it's about here. So that's accommodation option number 1. If I want to add another accommodation option, I just click on that button and move over to number 2. And then say if this first one is 1 person private room, then this option actually buys for 2 people in a double room. So this option, people gets basically 2 people come on your retreat and they can stay, and this is $2,000. But remember, I want to put that in $1,999. Then it'll put the deposit amount here and keep it flat, and then you'll put the description in there. Now moving on to cancellation policies. So we decided that, and some of the feedback we got from a lot of people is, there's a lot of confusion, there's not a lot of clarity about cancellation policies. Everybody has a different one, they're all kind of confusing. So we tried to standardize these as best as we could, and we took a whole series, many different policies, and broke them up into different categories: flexible, moderate, and strict. And you can see the full terms here. Flexible, if you scroll over, you could see what the terms of that are. Right? If you scroll over each one, you see the terms. And if you choose this, that means that you're saying, okay, my cancellation policy is flexible, so 100% deposit refund, more than 30 days before the event. And the remaining balance is due upon arrival. Now, if none of these 3 fit your situation, then you can click custom. And then here, you're going to kind of create your own custom policy. So first off, is the deposit refundable? Yes or no? So we'll say yes. Okay. So then how many days before the event does someone have to cancel to be eligible for 100% refund? Right? So if I cancel, if this is marked 15, and I cancel 16 days before the event, I got a 100% refund on my deposit. If I set this to 30, then I get then if I cancel 31 days before, I get a 100% refund. And then you can also set how many days before do they get a 50% refund on their deposit, but that's optional. We let you do that. Then can customers pay the remaining balance upon arrival? So the remaining balance is the total price of the retreat minus deposit. So say they say they booked in for this number 2, right? 2 people here. It's about $2,000. The deposit's $300. So the remaining balance, you'd subtract deposit from the full price. All right, so that's $1,699. So in this case, the remaining balance is $1,699, and this is just asking, can they pay it upon arrival, or is there a certain period that they have to pay it? Certain amount of days before the retreat starts, they have to pay it. So if we do no, then you have to say, okay, well, then you have to pay the remaining balance within 15 days, right? So basically saying, we need your payment from within, the remaining payment from within 15 days. If you choose they can pay upon arrival, then that goes away. Now, if you set this, right, and you have us take payments for you, then say somebody comes in and they buy this option here, then they'd get the $300 deposit would come in, and then the remaining balance would be charged automatically by us 15 days before the start of the retreat. All right, so that's how that works if you process payments with us. If you do it on your own, obviously, then we just set you to lead and you handle the payments on your own. And then here you want to put any additional terms for your cancellation policy. So, do you want to apply a credit to a future retreat if they decide to cancel by a certain date, or is it transferable, all that kind of stuff. Any additional terms that didn't fit in these sections here. And then last but least on this section, and thanks for your patience for sticking with it, is giving a free gift to increase bookings. This is an optional feature, but one we really highly recommend. Why do we recommend this? Well, we found that actually giving a free gift can up to double the conversion rate from leads to bookings. And that's serious, right? Because it really shows that you that you care in a certain way. It's a nice little thing which can set you apart from other people. And we encourage you to give something valuable, not just like, oh, here's a nice thank you note. That's really nice. But that's something which you should just kind of give as a surprise. Give something like a 30-minute massage, or a dinner at a local restaurant, or a special activity in the area like skydiving or surfing or something like that, or a room upgrade would be great. People love those kinds of things. So we encourage you to add in a free gift here for our users, and they get this free gift if they book with us, or if they either become a lead or if they actually purchase a retreat through us. This shouldn't be the same gift that you give people, because this has to be something special for this listing here. So choose something special for this listing and add it here. We highly encourage. That kind of covers the price section. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always just start a conversation here with us.